My name is Derek. This is a chronicle of my hobby. Welcome to the Throne of Angels.
So if you're anything like me, you don't just play tabletop games, right? Miniature, board, RPG, whatever. You also play video games. I am notorious among my friends and even some of my family for being a Diablo fanboy, right? I've got all the Diablo things except for a couple of the paperbacks. I even have the pops, right? I don't collect Funko Pops, but I have the Diablo and the Tyrael Pops. But anyways, you guys have seen in the past Diablo behind my shoulder. I am a Diablo fanboy. Diablo 4 dropped, and I lost about 2 weeks of productivity. Not gonna lie. I didn't lose complete productivity, it just changed over a little bit. And part of that was due to the fact that my buddy Rob gifted me with this. And because of that, like I said, the productivity changed over a little bit. Now, I've been supporting Patreons and buying STLs for years. In fact, this isn't actually my first 3D printer, it's my second. My first one is in the basement, still in a box, right? I backed a longer Kickstarter a couple of years back for their first 4K mono, and I still haven't opened the box. Because I was just like, well, 3D printing is going to take a lot to basically get me squared away and set up. So I'm not going to do it because I don't have the space for it. Well, as I said, my buddy Rob, he sent this thing on my merry way because I think he just got tired of printing up things that I requested. But anyways, so like I said, that changes the productivity a little bit. Not a ton because I still have a lot of things to do. So today we're going to get caught up on what I have been doing over the course of the last month or so. Now, I will say I missed the last episode because I was in Panama City with my feet in the Gulf of Mexico, but that's another story for another time. So let's jump right in and take a look at the giant mess in the Mad Science Station. As you can see, the Mad Science Lab has now become an absolute mess. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 open projects literally sitting right in front of me. I'm going to jump up to a quick overhead shot just to point some stuff out and talk a little bit about each project. But yeah, as you can see, like I said, we're at a complete mess here. Now, one of the joys and the pains of having a large working space is it becomes a mess. So, as I said, I've got like 5 or 6 projects going on here. Right now, the focus is on getting this guy and this guy painted up for Historicon. These are new products for the Twisted Cute toy line. There's the retail size version of the big guy. Now these are display models, and here's a retail sized version of the fairy. Now, behind that, we have the Wolfen that I'm still working on. Vargar's done. We're about 60% on Cloud, and then the other two are still a mess. Back here in the back, we've got the Bray Shaman and one of the giants for the Beast of Chaos army. We've got a Gargant. Well, let's move this up a little bit. We got a Gargant sitting over there against the paint racks, along with oh, hey, what's that? That is a Bushi Orc. Bushi Orc, not Bougie Orc, Bushi, for the 40K project coming up. And there is another one. You guys may have seen that on the Instagram. I am doing a Bushi Orc project for 40K because I'm sure somebody in my gaming group is going to talk me into trying to play that game here in the near future. Still have the Juggernaut sitting over here for that project. And then I did a quick, just a quick paint up. I really like selective color art, and so I did essentially a black and white version of Leo. This is a project by, or a model I should say, by Bite the Bullet. It's an STL. I picked it up and obviously did some work. Now this isn't all airbrush. There's quite a bit of paintbrush work in here, and obviously the only color on there is blue, but he's done. and that was probably a 2-hour project. I wanted to have a little bit of fun in contrast and work on drawing the eye. Much more stuff here on the desk than was here last time. Oh, forgot this guy. This guy's cool. So, for those who haven't seen these things, these are basically super deformed space marines. They are called fat fucks. Yes, fat fucks. But you can get a free STL, print it out, and have some fun. Obviously, I'm painting that one up to be Alpha Legion. We'll take a look at him in more detail when I get closer to being finished with him. Now, I am going to take the next cut or the next scene out to the well, basically the garage, but the overflow of the Mad Science desk, and show you guys a couple of extremely large projects that I'm working on for Miniature Building Authority and Fifth Angel Studios for Adepticon next year. We've got those started here a couple of weeks ago and are working through those. So let's take a look at those. Yes, we are out in my garage, so suboptimal lighting and quite honestly my lifting rack in the background. What the hell is this, Oz? Well, this is the display table that I will be building, or that I have built, that I will continue to build, finish up essentially the building here in the next few weeks, and then start paint. But big project for Mercs. Now, it is a completely interactive setup. Every single floor comes apart. So I will say though that I have essentially assembled it so there's only a single floor piece where everything else is set up to come off in 3 pieces. So that is project number 1. I should say massive project number 1, and massive project number 2 is over here to the right. There we go. So I'm going to move the camera and set up for a better shot on that bad boy. Welcome to the Guild Hall. This will be another 2x2 setup for Adepticon next year. This one for the Miniature Building Authority. As you can see, completely interactive. It does actually have working doors. I just don't have them all in yet. But as you can see, floor after floor after floor of sweet Guild Hall goodness. So this is something that Kirk and I are working on for a new project for Miniature Building Authority. More news to come. Then we will sooner or later get the Miniature Building Authority YouTube site back up and running. Well, might help if I put the floors together right. But anyways, this is a massive interactive piece of terrain that we have big plans for. It'll be fun. It'll be exciting. Stay tuned for more news. But 2 giant projects, a bunch of small projects. Clearly I have a ton of things going on. Like I said, productivity has gone down a little, but not as much as one would think with the launch of Diablo 4. But plenty to do, and plenty to do. Plus, I still have a ton of stuff planned. So, with that, let's go ahead and hit the wrap. And the wrap. So, obviously, my productivity didn't die. It just kind of shifted a little bit, and part of that was due to the fact that I've got a couple of shows coming up, so I've got to get, obviously, my stuff rip-roaring and ready for presentation. And then, Big Model Frenzy is really kind of taking a bite out of my time schedule in regards to what I want to do. On top of that, as I said, with the release of the new General's Handbook, I immediately put a halt on my Beast of Chaos project. Even though I only had like 6 or 7 models to finish, I knew they were going to change some points, and that ultimately did end up changing, or it's forcing me to change my list. I don't know what it is going to be at the moment, but I am being forced to change that list because now the Gargants are more expensive and I am actually over the 2,000 points. The Orc 40K project, still secret. Shh, don't tell anybody. But we will reveal what that is in time. I've only told one person, 2 people about it, I think. No, 3. I've told 3 people about it, 2 people at one time in my development meeting for Mercs. But anyways, The simple side is there's obviously a lot of things going on here. Things going on out in the annex, as I showed you. And, well, plenty of stuff to do. So with that, as always, thanks for joining me, and we'll see you next time. And the rap, and the rap, and the rap, the rap, the rap. Ha ha! Okay, it's time for the rap.